From Divine Sistar of the Light, Devyani Singh of Isis Channelings, the renewal of Adi Shakti and the Chain Breakers. This new moon, September 26th, initiated the convergence of two powerful goddess cycles. One is known as Navratri, 9 nights of the goddess, September 26th through October 5th, which is essentially the reawakening of the Adi Shakti, Kundalini, feminine energy as she renews and awakens in the root chakra and travels upwards along the chakras, covering all the chakras during the 9 days to ultimately converge union with the Shiva, divine masculine. These 9 days and nights carry the energy of purification along some central theme for the reemergence of the divine feminine, Shakti, Kundalini, serpent, dragon like the mother wound or the witch wound. Before I dive into what has been shown to me as the central theme this year of 2022, let's briefly visit the second goddess cycle running concurrently at this time, Inanna, Venus cycle. Venus Inanna was conjunct with the moon on September 25th, not visible, at the last gate of her shamanic descent into the underworld. In other words, the foundation of this new moon was the gate of actual entry into the court of Ereshkigal, dark goddess of the underworld, the final destination of Inanna's descent journey of death and rebirth. According to the ancient Sumerian myth, Ereshkigal kills Inanna when she enters her court. From the spiritual point of view, Ereshkigal represents Inanna's shadow aspect, and is only when Ereshkigal's own pain, grief, and suffering is witnessed and acknowledged does she agree to revive, gift a new lease of life to Inanna. This is exactly where we are right now. Inanna's, Queen of Heaven, decision to travel to the underworld was an act of supreme courage, as she knew fully well the fate that awaited her. Meeting our shadow, wounded, abandoned, cast off aspects is an act of courage. It's a deep dive into the depths of fear, anger, grief, unworthiness, guilt, the full spectrum, the very aspects that are needed to be witnessed, acknowledged, and honored for Ereshkigal. This is the union of Inanna and Ereshkigal into the wholeness, for post this union Inanna is reborn. Venus-Sun conjunction, October, and begins her ascent to acquire the title of Queen of Heaven and Earth. Since Venus Inanna is in the underworld and the Capricorn meta-goddess cycle, the shadow aspects that are coming up for the purification in this Adi Shakti renewal energies of the Navratri period are the wounds, traumas, karmic debts of our ancestral bloodline, specifically the Wise Woman Council. As I sat down to meditate on the first night of Navratri, I was made aware of 7 generations of my ancestral bloodlines had also joined in the Akashic realms, the elder women of my lineage, but they had been denied their role as the wise women. And then it hit me. A tidal wave of grief, anger, disappointment, resentment, rage, bitterness, and countless other emotions these elders had suffered as their existence, role, offerings, and essence was willfully negated, unseen, unheard, disrespected by patriarchal trauma, which continues to run through the bloodlines in womb and breast distortions and disease. How in order to survive, women had to become flag bearers of the very patriarchy that threatened to crush them, and thus women turned against women, abandoned their daughters, maidens, mother wound, and degraded the divine yoni portal, wounds of the sacred prostitute, till these patterns and distortions are released via the chain breakers, us. Just like Ereshkigal, the pain and trauma of the ancestors needed to be witnessed and acknowledged, and then they showed me how to heal the traumas of the bloodlines past and future, so that the legacy of distortions is released for past, present, and future timeline. Notice also what is taking place in Iran currently. If you know yourself to be a chain breaker, The convergence of these two powerful goddess cycles provides much more support to once again reinstate the wise woman council to their rightful place. The backbone foundation of all ancient societies was laid by the wise woman wisdom, for they were the portals of bringing through ancient wisdom and also had the foresight as to how this wisdom should be tweaked to support future generations. The blueprint of the new golden age lies within the wise woman council we hold in our DNA and blood. Until that is not healed and brought forth, the cycles will continue to be repeated. Chain breakers. In the past weeks have tested your courage to the limit. Now is the time, the reawakening of the Adi Shakti. Kundalini serpent energies are bringing new insights and guidance for you. The power is within you. And light and grace and joy be the change you want to see. Sake na. From IsisChannelings.wordpress.com.